In 2020, I was working phone sales jobs and serving tables in downtown Los Angeles. When COVID hit, I lost all my jobs and was living off of unemployment checks. Fast forward to January 2025, and we just cleared $200,000 in profit in our real estate wholesaling business. I want to walk you through my story of how exactly I got here, because my path wasn't anything like these gurus try to sell you. A little bit about me. In high school, I did absolutely terrible. I failed all my classes. I did the bare minimum. I never wanted to pay attention, and I just hated school. I always knew that I wanted something more with my life. I always knew I was going to be successful, but I did not know exactly what I wanted to do or how I was going to get there. I graduated in the bottom 5% of my class, meaning 95% of everybody I graduated with had a higher GPA than me. I didn't really know how to feel about that. Throughout my high school experience, I had many different sales jobs. One of the more notable ones that I had for actually 4 years throughout high school, and I was selling those energy bands at a kiosk in one of the malls that I lived by. So through this job, I learned invaluable skills over the years of how to talk to people, how to approach people, and just overall how to sell. After I graduated high school and had no idea where I wanted to go with my life, my dad was pressuring me to go to college, get good grades. He was always saying that you need a degree, people are gonna take you more seriously. So I gave in, I went to school, I did community college for 18 months at my local school near me, and I can't even tell you the experience I had there. It was just as bad as high school. I flunked out of half of my classes, I barely passed the other half, and it was a horrible experience for me the entire time I was there. After taking a little bit of time to gather my thoughts of what I actually wanted to do, I told my parents that I was going to be dropping out of college and just focusing on sales and making money. One of the main reasons I decided to do that was I knew deep down that I was just wasting my time and wasting my money paying for these classes that I was never going to use and never going to pass. I spent the next couple years honing in my sales craft to be the best version of myself, because I knew, and I heard it all the time, that sales makes millionaires. So over the next couple years, I had many different jobs, all in sales. One of the jobs I got after I quit college was a phone sales position. It was actually my very first position. I believe that was 2014. It was some boiler room type of feel. If you think Wolf of Wall Street, it was very sketchy, kind of weird. So I got in there, I worked hard, and I started outperforming every single person at the company. I started making about $1,000 a week cash, and at the time, that was a lot of money for me. I worked there for maybe 6 to 8 months, and it later became a foundation for what has been crucial in my success in the real estate business. After having some of these sales phone jobs and learning my craft, my brother and I have always discussed working together and building something in the real estate space, but we never knew exactly what we wanted to do. So I was living with my girlfriend at the time, and I was in talks with my brother about me moving out to Los Angeles so we could start our real estate business. So fast forward to September 1st, 2017, I made the decision to leave my hometown where I had lived my entire life and move out to Los Angeles, a foreign city with no money saved and no job. Over the next couple years, we had job after job, a couple more phone sales positions to hone in my craft. One of the last jobs that I had before things really started to take a turn for the better was I was serving in a restaurant in downtown Los Angeles right before COVID happened. At this time, I was serving at nighttime to pay the bills, and I was trying to do real estate as an agent with my brother during the day to really get ahead and build that life we have always dreamed about. So come March 15th of 2020, we got a notification from our boss that we had been all let go from our serving position in downtown Los Angeles, and at the time, we thought that our life was ending. After a little bit of time, we got onto the unemployment program. We were making about $1,000 a week with the stimulus package. So at the time, I had to get creative about what I was going to do to start making money, because I knew that the stimulus was going to end and I was still out of a job. So at the time, we were going on Tuesday caravans, going to 10, 20, 50, $100 million homes every single week. And what I started to do was I started to record videos and post them on TikTok and Instagram. Over the next couple months, I started gaining tens and tens of thousands of followers. And before I knew it, I had 150,000 followers on TikTok and about 80,000 followers on Instagram. So what I did was I put together a PDF package of a growth plan to show agents how to grow their social media following. And after I got into this, about a month later, I started making about $1,000 a week, maybe $1,500 a week, some weeks. Now, at the time, I made a little bit of money doing this, and my broker at the time sent me an email one day saying that I had to stop doing this because there was a conflict of interest with me making money from the agents in our brokerage and other agents across the city. So I had to completely stop this business, and I was back to square one. Shortly after this, I had a little bit of money saved up, so my brother and I got got into the crypto space. And at this time, cryptocurrencies were going crazy, NFTs were blowing up, they were the hottest thing on the market. So what I did with this new following that I had on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter is I started to put together a package to promote those new cryptocurrencies for these companies. So very shortly after I started this, I started making thousands and thousands of dollars a week. I ramped it up a little bit, probably within 30 days, and I started making $3,000 a day, $2,000 a day. I think one of the biggest months that I had just from consulting with these companies was $60,000, which was life-changing money for me, especially at the time. So through the promotions, after I had a little bit of money saved up inside of my bank account, we started flipping NFTs. So after we spent a little bit of time honing in our craft and learning how this worked, we started heavily investing in ourselves. One of the biggest days that we ever had in a single night, we made $150,000 off of one trade. So obviously we knew that this was great money, but we also knew that it wasn't sustainable at all. The market was up and down, people were losing money, people were making money, and we really needed a way to preserve this wealth that we were making. So what we did was we saw some ad online for Section 8 properties. So we invested a little bit of money into learning exactly what that was. We were promised that we can buy properties and make $500 a unit, all of this stuff, but what we didn't realize is you needed a lot more money to buy these properties than we had at the time. At this time, we knew that we needed something different. Section 8 would be great for long-term play, but something in the immediate needed to change. So we did a little bit of research and we discovered wholesaling real estate. We spent the next 6 months learning the business, spending tens of thousands of dollars on different mentorships, diving into exactly what we needed to do to be successful in this business. At this time, we were spending so much money trying to learn the business, we were running out of money to actually live. So what we decided to do, rather than stay in California and go get a job pushing our dreams back, we decided to move back to Arizona for about an 8-month stay and live with our mom so we could preserve the amount of money that we had left and reinvest in our business. So after moving back and reevaluating our whole situation, we quickly found out that novations was our specialty, and that's where we were going to build our foundation of our business. Over the next year, we focused on building a lean and profitable operation for ourselves. So after we found novations, what we did was we split up the work between my brother and I. I was going to run all the acquisitions for the company, and he was going to run all the dispositions for the company. We're getting the property sold. After being on the #1 real estate sales team in the entire country, doing billions of dollars in sales every single year, we learned invaluable insights that later helped us create our systems and processes that now allow us to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. These systems and processes that we put in place now allow us to work virtually anywhere in the world with just a laptop and a phone. We were able to generate $196,000 of profit in 1 month with no employees. Even generating that much money on a monthly basis, we were still able to keep a 90+% profit margin every single month, while the average wholesaler maintains around a 50% profit margin. Most people seriously overcomplicate this business. They think they need massive call centers, huge overhead, or a ton of employees. We're doing $200,000 profit months and scaling with an incredibly lean team, all because we figured out how to work smarter, not harder. If you want to learn how to run this business at a 90% profit margin and actually enjoy your life in the process, there's a link in the description to learn more. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.